Hello, everyone. You are listening to TALRadio of the Touch of Life Foundation. I'm Robert Hicks, and today we're going to have an interesting conversation with Dana Williams, the Director of Marketing and Brand Strategy for Girls on the Run International. Hi, Dana.
Hi, thanks for having me.
TALRadio is essentially the Touch of Life Foundation's information and entertainment forum, and we like to find interesting people that are trying to make a difference in their community and among people they know. And so we've arranged to talk with Dana today about an organization called Girls on the Run International. Dana is their Director of Marketing and Brand Strategy. I understand that Girls on the Run is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to creating a world where every girl knows and activates her limitless potential. And one of the things I have to tell you, I'm the father of 3 daughters. When I saw this come up, I said, this might be interesting. We've got to find out, who are these girls and what are they running from?
We're not running from anything. We're running towards opportunity and confidence.
That's what I quickly learned. But anyway, it's just I had a personal interest and still do, by the way. Why don't you tell us a bit, just to kind of get kick-started, about what Girls on the Run International is all about?
Absolutely. Well, we are an international nonprofit, and we offer programs that strengthen 3rd through 8th grade girls' social, emotional, physical, and behavioral skills. And we do this through a research-based curriculum, and it helps girls and participants really build confidence and overall successfully navigate life experiences.
So you're in Charlotte, North Carolina, right?
I am in Charlotte. Yes, the organization was founded in Charlotte in 1996. So we just celebrated our 26th year anniversary, which is super exciting. Yeah, we are actually located really across the US and in Canada as well. So we're headquartered in Charlotte. That's where I live and work, but our team is really spread across North America, which is awesome.
So there are like local chapters, right, across the US?
Yes, absolutely. So we have over 175 local Girls on the Run councils, and we work very closely as a team to deliver programming to girls. Anyone who wants to participate, we look to find a way to include them. We know there is such a critical need for the program, no matter where you live. The reason for our being is because girls' self-confidence really begins to plummet at age 9. That's also when peer relationships begin to be more important to them. They begin to see themselves in a more critical and negative light, and their physical activity levels begin to drop around that age too. So that's why we specifically target that age, and our evidence-based curriculum is really centered around the whole girl. So we're thankful to be able to provide programming all across North America, and we really ensure that any girl, whether she participates in Charlotte or in California, she can have a unique but transformative experience in the program.
I was reading up a little bit, if Wikipedia is to be trusted at all, but I was seeing where they said that it was actually started in 1996 by Molly Baker. And they said what started as a local program serving 13 girls has grown into a national force. What kind of numbers are you guys impacting today?
Yep, Molly Barker was our founder in 1996. It started with 13 brave girls, and we've grown now to serve over 2 million girls. So every year we have about 200,000 girls that go through the program. We host on average about 350 5Ks a year. So every program ends in a celebratory 5K. And I'll tell you just a little bit about that. It's not competitive. It's really built to enable self-confidence, enable goal setting. The reason we include physical activity, again, is because we're looking at the whole participant. And we know that incorporating physical activity as a means to build confidence, but also to establish lifelong healthy habits, is one of the reasons that sets us apart. That physical activity paired with the critical life skills is what makes our program so unique.
Really cool. Now, so at its fundamental level, how does the program operate?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a great question. I have to, even though I'm in communication, I have to rein myself back in because I get so excited about talking about this program. And there's just so many things I could tell you. So I'll try to start small. So we're an after school program, but we're not school sponsored. So we do rely on donations, sponsorships, and registration in order to really ensure, again, that any girl who wants to participate can do so. So the program is, as I said, from 3rd through 8th grade. And there's a couple of different options for participants. But typically what it looks like is about a 10-week season. The girls meet in small teams that are led by caring and nationally trained coaches. These coaches are volunteers. They are dedicated individuals who believe in inspiring and empowering the next generation of strong women. And the coaches take the girls through the research-based curriculum. So that's another thing that sets us apart and that I'm really proud of, is that we do put a lot of intention and emphasis within our coach training, not just so that they deliver the program as intended, so that it has the powerful impact that the data shows that we have, but also to ensure that coaches are creating safe, inclusive, and accessible spaces for our participants to really foster that connection, that sense of self-love, and the confidence that we know comes with every season.
The Touch of Life Foundation is an organization essentially that basically what we've done, like I said, it's a 501c3 nonprofit also, that basically our mission is to bridge the gap between people in need and people that are willing to give. And so what we do is we have created an application that I'll talk about in just a little bit. But the whole purpose of the application is so that organizations like yours and people that might be interested in being a donor, like whether it's a corporation or wealthy people or just anybody, your average Joe that wants to connect and give back and help organizations like yours, we are all about bridging the gap between the people in need and people that are willing to give. So kind of what can people in our audience do to help Girls on the Run International? What are some of the ways that we can help you out?
Yeah, thank you. So a couple of different ways. One, as I mentioned, of course, is financial assistance. It's part of our core value that we really believe that Girls on the Run should be accessible to all girls, no matter what their circumstance may be. Therefore, financial assistance is available, and it's really something that we're proud of. So donating to girlsontherun.org ensures that more girls can participate in the program. Donations also go to ensure that our coaches are nationally trained, creating trauma-sensitive spaces and really being able to administer and facilitate around disability inclusion and really ensure that the fundamentals of our program that we're able to continue to evolve, whether that is creating new programs to continually address the ever-changing landscape that the young girls that make up our communities find themselves in. Also, other than financial assistance and providing a gift to Girls on the Run, we rely on volunteer coaches. I mean, we train over 58,000 coaches a year, and we could not deliver the program without these caring individuals that donate their time to ensure that more girls have the opportunity to be transformed through the program. So again, by going to our website, girlsontherun.org, you can find a local council near you. And if you're not able to volunteer for an entire season, there's always ways to help by getting connected with your local council. Whether that is running a 5K as a running buddy, which is so fun and magical, or just helping out behind the scenes. I mean, so many compassionate and committed individuals make up this movement. So we are always very appreciative of ways to get involved.
I noticed looking at some of the photos and what have you, because I thought I'd mention, since our audience may not realize, this is not solely about girls. The targets of the people that you're helping out there are young girls, but I noticed in the events and stuff, both parents and other people in the community to get involved, correct? Not just ladies or girls?
Absolutely. I mean, we were designed our curriculum to meet the unique needs of girls, but we really believe that female empowerment is a responsibility of everyone in our community. So that means everybody. Everybody has a seat at the table. Every one of us is responsible for ensuring that the next generation of girls grows up in a less divisive, more inclusive, more accessible, more loving environment than what came before us. So we love when our goater dads get involved. We really honor and appreciate all levels of involvement. Absolutely.
Tell me a bit about your role in the organization. Just interested to know what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like most nonprofits, we all wear a lot of hats, but I primarily work with our engagement team and really just work together to share about the program. And it's our role at our headquarters to really just ensure that we are building brand awareness, that we are solidifying and evolving our position as a thought leader in this space. I mean, we have just so many incredible and brilliant minds that work on our teams. So I get the fun job of being able to communicate all of the incredible research that comes through our programs, the impact, and get to share those with our audience and dream up other ways that we can serve more girls. I mean, at the end of the day, everyone at the organization, we have one goal in mind, and that is to make it possible for more girls.
What are some of the core values that Girls on the Run International is based upon and trying to instill overall, your overall mission?
That's a great question. We are truly led by our core values. I don't say that lightly. They're not just words on a wall or on a coffee cup, but we are truly guided by our core values. They enable us to be intentional in our decision making. They inspire us to nurture our physical, mental, and emotional health. They compel us to embrace our differences and to find strength in our similarities. And really, one of our biggest guiding principles and our strongest foundation for all of our core values is our ongoing commitment to what we refer to as IDEA, but at Girls on the Run, it is inclusion, diversity, equity, and access. And through that lens, we really evaluate and assess all of our decisions. And I could not be more proud, honestly, to work for an organization that has such a deep commitment to ensuring that we all live in a world where every person can be valued for who they are, uniquely themselves.
I'm just curious, with the fact the organization's been around for a bit, have you had many cases, or have you seen cases of girls that had benefited from the program that have come back to now want to be like a coach or a mentor or something like that? Have you had experience with that?
Absolutely. And that is, that's another really fun part of my job, is to maintain relationships with these incredible individuals who come through our program and talk about how before Girls on the Run, they were bullied and they were scared to go to school and they didn't have self-confidence, or they came from a difficult background, and Girls on the Run inspired and empowered them to really live out their limitless potential. And then they come back and they become a coach, or they work for a council, or it's just incredible to see. It's a lifelong commitment to girl empowerment. Once I can just have 5 minutes with someone to tell them about the incredible impact and to share some of our amazing statistics, like 97% of participants that go through the program in a longitudinal external study that was completed a couple years ago, 97% of participants learned critical life skills like resolving conflict, helping others, making intentional decisions. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, and we're thankful to have so much evidence based around our program, but it's the real life stories and the individual girls. I mean, that's why I took this job. I remember Girls in the Room was my client years and years ago. And I remember sitting at my desk and I read this quote. I was working on a project for them. And I read this quote from a participant. She was 11 years old. Her name was Maya. And I just cried and cried at my desk. And I thought, I have to work for this organization. This is so incredible. She talked about how Girls on the Run changed her life. She never had friends before. And Girls on the Run made her love herself and made her love her life. And I was like, that's it. Sign me up. I'm going to work for them and I'm going to make a difference. So yes, it's connecting with alum is my favorite part of the job.
How long ago did you join the organization?
About 4 years ago.
Oh, really? Okay. So what do you look for when somebody, what kind of is the profile of someone that makes a good coach? Well, I asked the question because my middle daughter is of an age where she probably would be very interested, and she's a runner. So she would, I'm sure love sharing that inspiration with people that, I'm sure some of these kids come along probably and they're not centered on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the great thing about the program. We use running because it is, we creatively integrate physical activity, but we use running because it's the most accessible. And when I say running, I really just mean movement, because again, our curriculum is built with inclusion in mind. So if that is rolling, walking, running, any sort of movement, that's how kind of we define the umbrella of physical activity. But to be a coach, you don't have to be a runner. I am not a runner. I'm cool with that and stand in my truth on that. And I coached with my 73-year-old mom a couple of years ago, and it was awesome. And that's the biggest thing I would want your listeners to know about coaching is you don't have to be a runner. All that you have to do is care about female empowerment and truly, I don't say this lightly, but making a better world for our girls. It's all of our responsibility to do so. The great thing about this program is that we give coaches all the tools that they need to be successful. There is no guesswork. All they have to have is an open heart and be able to believe in girls. That's the only prerequisite for coaching. Honestly, to be open to having a transformative experience themselves. I cannot tell you how many coaches I have met that have said, this program changed my life, not just because of the girls and the change that I saw within the girls that went through the program, but because there's so many lessons that are still applicable to us as adults. That would be a common theme that I would write on the wall in my office if I could, that I wish I had this program when I was younger, but I was still able to be transformed by it, because that's what I hear day in and day out from our coaches. Incredible opportunity to connect with individuals that you would not otherwise be able to do so, and to watch just a really incredible transformative experience for the girls on your team.
You just light up over this stuff, don't you?
I love it. It's just incredible. It is so incredible. It's just, I feel very proud to be a part of the organization.
Well, one of the reasons, because I always ask when I'm talking to people in these nonprofit organizations that we'll talk to a lot of times, what do you get out of it? And you kind of shared a whole bunch of things that just have really enhanced you personally. I like to bring that up because that's what the TALGiving app is that I talked about. It's the mobile app that has been created to connect people that want to contribute and donate, whether it's organizations or individuals, with organizations like yours that need help. And again, we want to encourage our listeners to go to the Touch a Life Foundation website and download the TALGiving app, because it creates the opportunity for you to feel like Dana feels by being a part of this. And so that's really what the Touch of Life Foundation is really all about.
I love when we can all support each other, and not just in the sense of individuals, but that's why we're so thankful to be here today, and thankful for the Touch of Life Foundation, because it's just incredible to be able to team up with other organizations who acknowledge and value our collective commitment to changing the world. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I think every one of us wants to be able to make a difference. And whether that is in your free time, through your relationships, through the work that you do, I think that really defines our individual success as human beings. And so what better way than to be able to showcase the amazing work of nonprofits through the Touch of Life organization. So
is there anything that you would point out that, and you may not have an answer for this, so I may be putting you on the spot a little bit. I just always wonder when we're having a conversation like this, whether there's something that you would particularly say might surprise people about your organization, something they would never guess, something they'd never know. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I'll be honest, in marketing and branding, I mean, our name sometimes does us a little bit of a disservice, because we are so much more than running. And there are so many incredible stories out there of girls whose lives have really been changed because of the program. Yes, I would say in terms of just being so much more than running, really having the opportunity to sit down and share what we do and how we do it, and then why it's so important. I mean, I think everyone knows about the idea of female empowerment. Yes, I don't
the need. Yeah,
that's great, absolutely. But then when you see the staggering statistics that 50% of girls ages 10 through 13 have experienced bullying, like name calling and exclusion. And that's when, again, girls start to view boys as being the ones that should have leadership positions, and their self-confidence really drops. I mean, this is not our organization just saying this. This is data. So I think it's more just like really sharing how critical this program is to creating a more equitable and inclusive world for all. That's one thing that I would say, we're really so much more than just running.
I understand you have, at times you periodically have events, aren't just local events, but even can be like a nationwide event, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So like you said, our councils do host individual events. So make sure to connect locally with your individual Girls in the Run councils. But at headquarters, we're having a virtual event coming up, and it's just a great way, talk about the bright side of the pandemic. Being able to get more expertise in virtual events and virtual programming just allows us to connect with a wider audience and elevate the voices of girls on a more national level that anyone can tune into. So we'll continue to explore those types of virtual opportunities, and just being able to have an experience to share girl stories. I mean, that's what it's all about for us. And that's what those events are really based around.
And you talked about having some big names and inspirational people that are participating in those events, right?
Yes, absolutely. So in our Dream It, Do It, Be It event, which will air at 7 p.m. on March 31st, we have Simone Biles with us, who is such an inspiration, a great friend of the organization, and really obviously has taught girls how to use their voice, how to invest in their own mental, physical well-being, which is one of our core values, to ensure that we are nurturing our mental, physical, and emotional well-being. We also have Sarah Bareilles that will be performing Brave, which is a song that aligns just so well with our mission. We want every girl to really be able to step into the power and potential that we know she was inherently born with. And then again, the evening is all about elevating the voices and experiences of girls and just highlighting some of the incredible things that Goater girls have gone on to do. A critical piece of the program is called our Community Impact Project. And every season, a team will work together to identify, design, and create a community impact project, like a service project, for instance. And it really gives girls the awareness that they can make a change in their community, that they don't need to be a certain age or have a certain job or have any sort of prerequisite to make a difference. And you'll see that at our event, how some girls have really, because of Girls on the Run, have really found the confidence to use their voice for change, to stand up for others that they felt like needed some advocacy, and really make a positive impact, not only in the lives of those in their community, but really in the world, which is just incredible to see.
I noticed when I was looking at some of the information online, you mentioned earlier that it was like 3rd grade through 8th grade girls that are targeted, right? But you actually have sort of different approaches. One is a 3rd through 5th, and another one is like a 6th through 8th grade. Can you talk a little bit about the differences in those two age groups?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So right now we have 3 core programs. Girls on the Run, which is our 3rd through 5th grade program, Heart and Soul, which is our middle school program, so 6th through 8th grade, and then Camp Goater, which is all the fun of Girls on the Run, but really packed into like a 1-week summer camp, although it doesn't just have to happen on the summer, but a 1-week camp approach. Now, the reason they're different is because, again, they all were built upon structured lessons that address the specific needs of participants at that age. So we know that 3rd through 5th grade girls, that is a whole set of unique developmental, environmental, society challenges as our 6th through 8th grade girls. So the programs are really, they go through a very rigorous and evidence-based development process before we ever put them in pilot. And they're really built around, again, not only like creating a fun, safe, inclusive, amazing environment that the girls love, but also making sure that we are addressing the unique needs at every stage, really, of the journey. And the cool thing about Girls on the Run as a whole is that it's not a one and done. So we typically have girls who come and they will be in multiple seasons of Girls on the Run, then they'll go on to Heart and Soul. Every curriculum is different. And even if girls happen to go through the same curriculum in different seasons, you get something out of it because the girl is different at that time. So that's the beautiful thing about the program is everyone has a unique takeaway based on what they bring into it. But those experiences stay with them far after the program ends.
That's really, really neat stuff. And I really do have a personal interest because, like I say, having raised 3 daughters, I have been involved with my daughters in some endeavors that just seeing them open up, see them become, my daughters are all 3 accomplished. They're the toughest ladies you'll ever meet. I mean, just as far as able to stand up to anything this world can dish at them, but they're just strong ladies. And this very much seems to align with what my life mission turned into when I wound up with 3 daughters.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we have so many strong supporters and it's not just people that have daughters, right? I mean, it's people like me that I was a struggling 3rd grader with no confidence and mountains of anxiety. And I really look back on some of those challenging years and think if I had the tools that we really unleash in Girls on the Run, I would have been much more equipped to handle some of these experiences as opposed to, kind of struggling with them. So I think our connection, even if you weren't ever a third grade girl, you have a sister or a niece or a loved one or a friend. I mean, again, we really all can take part in this because it is such a critical need, in my opinion.
I thought I should mention your website is www.girlsontherun.org. And they want to let's first start with get involved as a participant and or coach or something like that. What do you recommend they do? Should they look for a local chapter? Should they go to the central website? What's the first step they should take?
Definitely go to our website, girlsontherun.org, and that can connect you locally with a local council. Also on our website, you can find more information about the program, really what it's all about being a coach. What does that mean? You can also find parent resources. So again, as a leader in positive youth development, and really physical activity for youth, we have tons of resources. We like to share the wealth and share our expertise. So parents and guardians and caregivers, peruse our website, and hopefully you find something useful in terms of tips or activities or ways to engage with your girl, the girl in your life. So yes, definitely visit our website, look around, connect locally to find a local council near you on how you can get involved. Yes, we are excited to raise awareness about the program and just share more information about the work that we do.
Are there still opportunities, you think, to start additional local councils?
Absolutely. So yeah, okay. You can do that through our website as well. I mean, we have such an awesome team who is constantly evaluating and really ensuring, again, that we are providing the support that's needed at the local level to have a successful experience and to be able to really launch a local council. So there's a form on our website as well. If there's not a local council near you, we'd always love to hear about ways that we could potentially bring Girls on the Run to your community.
Well, this has been fun. It's been uplifting, and I'm really glad we had this chance. Any parting thoughts, any last minute things you might want to say to our audience members about getting involved and or contributing, being donors or whatever to your organization? Any thoughts you want to make sure we wrap up with?
Well, I just really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today, and appreciate the chance to get to share a little bit about our story. Maybe I'll end on a quote, a girl quote that I have here.
Okay.
This is from Colleen. If you're a girl that is bad at making friends, nobody listens or understands how you're feeling, and you sit alone every day, that was me. I was the person in the crowd. Then I joined Girls on the Run, and it truly changed my life. Now I have way more than one friend by the second week of school, and I have people who understand me. I used to yell out when I got angry. Now I can hold my temper. I love my life because of Girls on the Run. If that doesn't say it, then I don't know what will. Colleen, there are millions of girls like her out there that we just really hope that we can connect with and just watch them grow in their confidence and in their power that we know that every girl was born with.
That's great. I know I put you on the spot there, but that was the best big finish. I like it a whole lot. So anyway, Dana, it's my pleasure to spend time with you. This doesn't necessarily have to be a one-time event, so hopefully we'll catch back up again sometime, all right? But again, this is TALRadio of the Touch a Life Foundation. I'm Robert Hicks. We've been speaking with Dana Williams, the Director of Marketing and Brand Strategy for Girls on the Run International. Make sure that you go get that TAL, T-A-L, giving app that you can download. It gives you access to the platform that Touch a Life makes available to connect people that want to help out, people that want to contribute, and organizations that could use help. And that's what the Touch a Life Foundation is all about. And that's what TALRadio is all about. So again, Dana, thank you so much for your time. It's been great. Have a great afternoon, okay?
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.